The turkey was still steaming when my father slammed his knife down and said, "You're nothing but a leech, Riley. Pack your bags tonight, because tomorrow you're gone." The Christmas lights kept blinking like they hadn't heard him. My little brother froze with mashed potatoes halfway to his mouth. Outside, the blizzard howled against the windows, but inside the house felt colder than the snow. I didn't cry. I just stared at the man whose mortgage, the heat, the Wi-Fi, the food he was currently chewing, and realized the gravy in my throat tasted like betrayal. That night, I slept maybe 20 minutes. At dawn, while the house still smelled of pine needles and lies, I dragged my duffel down the stairs and left a single note on the fridge. As of today, I'm no longer paying for this roof. Good luck. Then I walked out into the sub-zero dark, got in my beat-up Civic, and left the only home I'd ever known without looking in the rear view. Here's the part no one tells you about cutting off a family that's been bleeding you dry. The silence that follows is deafening, and then it explodes. My name is Riley Harper. For 6 years, since I was 20, I'd been the invisible backbone of that house. Dad got laid off the week I graduated college and never really looked for another job. Mom picked up random cashier shifts, but mostly she perfected the art of looking the other way. My little brother Noah, 16 and quiet as a shadow, watched it all with eyes that already looked tired of the world. I paid everything. Rent, because Dad stopped calling it a mortgage once he stopped paying it. Electric, water, Noah's braces, Mom's blood pressure meds, Dad's streaming services, so he could rage at the news all day. I told myself I was being the good daughter. Really, I was just terrified of watching the ship sink with Noah still on it. Christmas night, Dad decided the ship would be lighter without me. The fallout started fast. First came the frantic texts from Mom. "Power's out. Did you forget to pay? Internet's gone. Hello? Riley, the water just stopped." Then the tone changed. "How could you do this to us?" I didn't answer. Instead, I quietly removed my card from every autopay. One by one, the lights in that house started going dark. 2 days later, my phone pinged with a bank alert. Multiple failed login attempts detected. Dad was trying to break into my accounts. I froze the cards, changed every password, and added two-factor that required my face, my voice, and probably my firstborn. Then I sat on my friend Maya's lumpy couch and waited for the next shoe to drop. It dropped hard. At 11 p.m. on New Year's Eve, someone kicked Maya's apartment door so hard the hinges screamed. "Riley, open this damn door, or I'll break it down." Dad's voice, drunk on rage and cheap whiskey. Maya grabbed a baseball bat. I grabbed my phone and dialed 911. "My father is trying to force his way in," I told the dispatcher, calm as winter ice. He was still screaming when the cops cuffed him in the hallway. He spat at my shoes as they dragged him past. "You'll be sorry," he hissed. He was out on bail by morning. The next afternoon, I went back to the house to grab the last of my stuff. My car, my paid-off, titled-in-my-name car, was parked crooked in the driveway, tank on empty, driver's seat pushed back for someone 6'3". Mom met me at the door clutching my spare key like evidence. "We borrowed it," she said. "We were stranded." "You stole it," I answered. Inside, Noah whispered, "She sold your MacBook at the pawn shop on 8th, said we needed grocery money." Something inside me went very still. I called the police again. Mom screamed, cried, called me every name she could think of while the officers put her in cuffs on the snowy lawn. Neighbors filmed on their phones. I didn't hide. Dad showed up as they were loading her into the cruiser. He took one look at me and lunged. 2 officers tackled him into a snowbank. Before he got close. That was the last time I saw either of them uncaged. The house foreclosed in February. They moved into a roach-infested studio that smelled like old fries and broken promises. Dad picked up day labor gigs when he felt like it. Mom got a full-time job for the first time in 15 years and hated every second. Noah moved in with me the day he turned 18. He showed up with one backpack and the same quiet eyes that had watched me carry everything for years. When he hugged me on the doorstep, he whispered, "Thank you for not letting me drown with them." We never went back. Sometimes people ask if I feel guilty. I don't. I feel light. The real burden was never the money. It was believing I owed them my entire life because they gave me theirs. Turns out family isn't a debt you keep paying forever. Sometimes it's a door you finally lock from the outside. And on the days the wind sounds like it's rattling old windows, I light my own candles, crank my own heat, and remember that the storm only feels endless until you walk out of it. If you've ever had to burn a bridge to save yourself, drop your story below. I read every single one.